Greetings, dear viewers. We're happy to welcome you and the international discussion. This discussion is happening after the conference, which is called Global Crisis, Time for the Truth. On the 4th of December, millions of people all around the world created this really unique event, which was simultaneously translated into 100 languages. I don't know how many people were participated in order to make this event happen. People from all over the world voiced the truth. Truth about climate, what is happening with our planet, truth about environment of our planet, and also the truth about our current consumerist format was voiced. People get acquainted with the topics which are not usually discussed, or maybe discussed only, so to say, between each other on the kitchen, but it was not voiced so loud with so many translations. And on the 4th of December, this conference took place. And many people were really inspired by the information that was voiced as a solution, building the creative society, a step that our civilization can make, and all humanity can make, build a really society of equal and free people. And we are now want to discuss further, make more deeper understanding of this topic that were discussed. And I would like to invite my co-host, Alexei, to present our guests, please.
Thank you, Alex, so much. And hello, dear viewers. Today, we will continue uncovering the topics raised during the conference. And please let me introduce our today's guests. So, Irina Tumanova, a finance professional from Germany. Jean-Paul Quesada-Lira from Peru, a musician and a composer, a participant of the Creative Society project. Samrat Maulik from India, solar cyclist, writer, and environmental worker. Welcome, dear guests. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. And now we suggest that we all watch a video about the conference so that we can refresh in our memory how impressive that event was, and so that those who have not watched the conference yet could see the scale and the importance of the event for our whole humanity. Please.
Four months have passed since the time of the previous conference. And over this relatively short period, we have seen how much the progression of climate change and environmental degradation has accelerated. It's important not to remain silent, because this survival of all humanity is at stake. It is time for the truth.
We are now in a world where every single day, somewhere in the world, a climate extreme event is going to take place that will break the world record of that particular place.
The European floods this summer, or the Western North America heat wave this summer. Both of those extreme events were due to the jet stream reacting in very unusual ways, in ways that climate models did not predict would happen.
When I'm out in the field, I always hear people say that I never thought it would happen to me, and they're always surprised. Can you imagine how devastated you would be if you lost everything that you owned? If you watched the people around you, the people that you love, struggle and suffer or even die?
We have to understand we're one people on one planet, and it's up to us together to solve these problems.
We cannot leave it to our leaders. The leaders have shown that they are not up to the task. The leaders think of themselves as leaders of their own country. They don't care about the rest of the world.
The problem right now is we've all surrendered a certain amount of our power to centralized authority, and they're trying to use that to take over everything. And they've been using this excuse of anthropogenic global warming in order to try to consolidate their wealth and control. So we've got to just completely abandon and expose that
the discussion about the climate is narrowed down to the reduction of CO2 and global warming gases. And I think the problem is much broader than that.
Nobel Prize winner Sukuro Manabe showed that doubling of CO2 concentration would increase temperature without considering water vapor by 1.3 degrees Celsius, whereas when you do take into account the moisture content, the temperature would increase by 2.3 degrees Celsius. In other words, its increase is almost 2 times faster. Anthropogenic global warming is a grandiose scientific scam of the 20th century.
When you actually go back into geologic records, ice core samples, volcanic data, 12,000 years ago, it was Campi Flegrei in Italy. 24,000 years ago was the Tambora in New Zealand. That lines up exactly with the cycle.
Green energy is not green at all. Wind power is not green because wind farms require enormous amounts of concrete and metal to construct, disturb wildlife, harm human health with noise pollution, kill hundreds of thousands of birds each year, pollute our air and water supply. We pay high prices for something that will never meet our needs.
We need to build a humanity that lives like a beehive, and we have to build a society that puts human life first. If we combine our scientific, technological, and intellectual resources, we can solve the problem of climate change.
Let's follow the Creative Society's survival guide. The 3 easy steps. Learn more, spread information, and unite to build a creative society.
After all, this world is given to all mankind with only one purpose: to live and be healthy, happy, to create and not to destroy.
The Creative Society is a project of everyone. We do not collect any donations or funds that disappear in the deep pockets. Instead, each person acts in their abilities and uses resources they already have. It is your opportunity to be a part of the solution and live out your superhero potential.
Thank you so much for this short fragment about the conference, which reminds us again about the importance of this information and how people from all over the world, they're doing their best in order to spread this information. And what was also mentioned, that people use the resources they have, the connections in the society they have, in order to spread it. We know examples where people have talked to TV channels or talked to radio stations, and the conference was streamed there. And people also stream it on their own social network channels. And Sarmat, we know that you transmitted the conference on your own channel, and for sure you understand the importance of sharing the truth that was voiced on the conference. And why do you personally believe it is vital to raise such topics uncovered on the 4th of December? And what impressed you the most?
Okay. Yeah, can you repeat please, because I had some issues in the last line.
Yeah, okay. I have asked you about why do you personally believe it is vital to share the information that about this topic that were raised on the 1st of December, and what impressed you the most? And you can also share your impressions about why you streamed on your own channel the conference, please.
Yeah, there were 2 keywords. One is national, and number 2 is global. The transformation from national to global is most important, vital. Not according to me only, my friends, my colleagues, my well-wishers, those who watched that entire episode, the entire conference, they shared me their thinking, and the keywords are only national, global, because now uh, we have only one address, that is our own earth, not India, not Russia, not Germany, not Peru. Number one, and we have only single mode to survive. So there's a first time on a global platform I attended a wonderful discussion table, the discussion where we all spoke about our global citizenship, not only for a specific country. So what I found that day, what I got the inspiration from the discussions from all over the world, the best speakers probably on that particular topic, what we learned that in last 4 to 5 months, the whole earth, the different nations, the different parts of our green earth faced huge challenges in terms of the natural calamity, catastrophic disasters. And there's a high time to, become a national citizen to global citizen. So on that particular day, I got many updated information, and I shared after that. I attended few meetings in our regional level. I shared those information because I noted down. I shared those information with my colleagues, my co-workers, those who are fighting for climate change and global warming in India, in especially in my region, the West Bengal, in my state, and they are all inspired and they need to know more and more. So really, I'm thankful for that conference on that particular day. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Samrat. For sure, we are one nation, we are one family. And the next question is to you, John Paul. John Paul, we know that you took part at the conference as one of the speakers, and your speech was really deep. So you understand and accept the concept of the Creative Society project. Why did you choose to join the project, and what moved you the most at the conference?
Muchas gracias por permitirme un poco expresar aquí mis.
Thank you so much for allowing me to speak here and talk about the experience that I have in this project. So, most important thing, impressive things to me was I have to say that all the information that we received was very valuable, and personally, I feel that changed my life after the conference, because it was talking take several topics very important from all the world, starting with ecology, what is happening exactly with the garbage in the world, the cyclicity in the world. It's something that no one knows, and it's a super valuable information. They are registered in the cataclysm from the last conferences that we had. So indeed, this hour was not enough to show everything that's happening in the planet right now. And we show the most stuff, but it's very, watching very strong stuff, very strong images, and it's make to you to react about what is happening, because we are like in sleeping about everyday's life, to put food in the table. So this like a disconnection what is happening around the world. So this conference make an inner change to every one person who watch it. So I recommend to everyone in this planet to watch this conference to understand what is happening inside the planet. And I have to say that it's very important to show a few lies that we have in this consumer society. That, as I say, that the garbage mafia, that sometimes the garbage is more valuable than a human being. and the workers, and we have hills of garbage. And another thing was showed the lie of the green energy. So the high cost of production, very low efficiency, and they made a more contaminant parts that are more terrible than the problem, and no one know what going to do with and recycle all these parts of the green energy systems. And then the terrible scam about the CO2, as everyone say that the CO2 everyone it's guilty about what is happening right now, and the scientific evidence that we saw in the conference, we have no idea who covered it up. So for this reason, was very valuable to listening all this information, all this data that we had, and so we have to say thank you very much of those scientists that he don't put themselves for 30 coins in the market. So because right now we understand that exists a lot of scientists that the only thing that they do is banning this information, because they working to the people who put the money for made those studies, gambling with the human life. And thank you very much for the brave people who talk in this conference. All this information is very, very valuable. And I have to say, personally, it changed my view about life, about the world, and understand why everything is work as it works. So why the consumer society is so anti-human. And for this reason, I joined to this amazing, beautiful project that it's Creative Society, because the Creative Society is it's the opposite of the consumer society. So it's based on the best quality of the human beings, and the Creative Society for me it's a very healthy home. It's a very amazing home. It's an amazing, huge family, just happy, where there's no place for wars, for violence, for poorness, or slavery. And for this reason, we are thousands of persons that we are joined together in this amazing project, and we give all the time that we can give. We spend in whatever we can do to repair the quality of the information, and we doing everything, not waiting for anything to change. All those people are amazing philanthropic persons of this time, of this era, so that it was mentioned before. And I'm really sure that everyone that's going to know about this, they're going to join to this project. This is the thing that I want to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jean-Paul, for explaining why it's important to you and explain all these points. And I would like also to repeat that this conference was really unique. And it was unique in such a way because, first of all, it was really a lot of people from all over the world participated in it. It was translated into many languages. But it's also unique in a sense because this conference provides a solution for our society, for our civilization, like a doctor, a good doctor, which gives a diagnosis and the real picture of what is happening with our planet, and gives a solution, a prescription, what all of us should do in order to really get rid of this disease of consumer format. And heroes of our time are people who understand this information and share it with others, talk about it when they have any opportunity, and discuss it with their friends. And the first thing that you need to do, that you need to watch the conference, understand this importance. And Irina, we know that you have watched the 12 hours of live broadcast, all this information that was voiced to entire humanity, and we know that you watched it from the beginning to the end. And can you please share your thoughts and impression for this all-human conference, please?
Thank you very, Alexander. Thank you very to all speakers that are present today on this vital discussion. This topic is very urgent. I cannot even put in words how urgent this topic is for us as human beings. We have only one problem now, in fact, and this is climate. This is the question of survival. This is the question of survival for the next years. It's very urgent topic. It's not somewhere in the life of the next generation, but this is something that concerns life of us directly and of our children. I'm very thankful for all the speakers who have prepared this vital information in very clear, understandable form, so that every human who is far away from a climatic topic could get all this information in a very easy and comprehensible way, and really understand what is going in the geological processes in other scientific material that we just understand what is going on. It was done in very clear, very simple language, so that every human not necessarily connected to scientific fields can really get all the data, all the meaning, what urgency it has. And what was very shocking for me as basically as economist, that we direct our lives according to the some basic that we think that are right. There are so many people working now in the renewable energies. There's so many people in finance as well working for investing in legal. People put all their strength, all their time. It's immense numbers of working hours of their attention in the professional field. There are funds, there are some certificates. It's all put in our economic system all together. However, if we take a look on the premise of the work that the people are doing, it's looks that this is a big deception. And unfortunately, when we are putting our efforts in the wrong direction, we cannot solve the problem. I was very impressed by the speech of Alexander, who presented the details regarding the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change and their work. I have before never heard about such thing as Climate Gate. This scandal in the scientific field that showed that there was possible a deception of the scientists who, like leading sciences, were part of this IPCC panel, and they could have this knowingly deceit their people and manipulate their output of their scientific work through some means that are not very correct, not fair. And there were some things like tricks or written in the email that were heavily discussed. I went as well to the journal Nature and looked. There were many publications, and what I found out that basically after 1 year they just made some commissions, and all these things were just put aside and said, yeah, we checked everything is fine, and no need to worry. We checked the data, just forget it, and let's move forward. So unfortunately, if we as people don't know these details, and these are like specific details, then we just trust the authority, because they are authority, and that means that they must be right. But in fact, if the scientists speak up and see that there may be some not very correct, not ethical performance, and this prevents us people from knowing the real cause of what's going with climate, then we are doing all something wrong. And in the speech of the Alexandra, there was a presentation of different scientists who sounded the data that contradict the current theory of CO2 gases causing the climatic changes, like Harold Stern Barnett, Gregory Wrightstone, Professor Ole Henrik Elestad, and others. And all these people mentioned that how hard it is now in the scientific community to bring the truth out. No one is interested, people are persecuted. Mr. Wrightstone as well mentioned that his LinkedIn account was blocked. And this is a scientific, like professional scientific community LinkedIn, yeah? And you cannot just block a person who is doing research in some area. So we see that there is high bias out there in the world, and it would be less problem if it would be going only about money. So someone is making money on it, someone is earning some dollars or euros, and because there's so much deception, if you look in different problems that we have in the world, like corruption and everything, but this is much worse. It's much more serious. This is now the question of human life, because if in this area we don't hear the true, if you don't look for the true possibilities to solve it, to the true real solution that will allow us to survive this climatic cataclysm that are coming, then it's a question of life of 8 billion people on this planet. And are you ready, dear scientists, to lose whole your family in the maybe most developed countries in a very nice area where you live, because climate is not selecting where it will attack? And I'm very thankful to the people speaking out the truth, and I'm really concerned about this situation that we have currently on the planet, and that the true information is not coming out. It's not being talked 24/7, so that people can really understand and start doing something what will save us, what will help us as humanity. Thank you.
Thank you, Irina, so much. The truth is really vital for now, for us to survive. And my next question is to Samrat. Samrat, so much truth was voiced at the conference. Why do you think we didn't know the truth before? Didn't we have the right to know it? Or was that unnecessary? What's the problem with our society in this sense? Why the most important things are not known to all of us? What was voiced at the conference can change the direction of our society, can give us life. But we've just found that truth.
Yeah.
What's the problem with that?
Actually, till now, at least before that conference, all of us had a different concept of living. That is, we are much more, we talk about the intellect, the intellectual intellect, the word. But the intellect is an engineering where it splits everything. We didn't speak about the unification of soul to soul, never. We always try to get comfort, not the peace of mind. That's the only problem. Attitude towards our own life. Always we try to buy everything, even the smallest thing, even the softest emotion of our life. We want to buy everything. We want to sell everything. So the consumerism, the word, is very important to us. So we became all of us, we became the commodity. But such kind of global conference where we can speak about only truth. The truth means nothing else apart from our Mother Nature, the very existence of Mother Nature. So when people speak like this, then you can measure your entity, You can measure your capability against the nature. So in India also, in last 75 years, we got the independence from British, and many transformation has taken place till now. Now India is a big market for everything. But our philosophy, very much our own philosophy, is not so much popular in 2021. I'm sorry to say, because people are more, in consumerism. They are more product centric. Not they are not getting, peace of mind in nature. They're more into, they're trying to search for commodity, the comfort they can buy. Even people have a good a feel good factor always. They're virtually good, like they're using social media. They're actually disconnected from the original truth that humanity, the green earth is in danger, because by 24/7, in 24/7, we are always being diverted by different mechanism. And this mechanism nothing but a mode of, business, so called social media. They're creating a virtual feel good factor, and this feel good factor is much more disconnected with the originality, the situation that we have right now, and we should fight against. So these are the all business tricks of business mongers. And that is why I'm sorry to say the three biggest industries in the world is: one is pornography, number two is the arms and ammunitions, and three is the pharmaceuticals. So if these three sectors are the largest industry in all over the world, it
We can hear you now.
okay. So these are the tactics where the common people of any nation, they're disconnected, they're diverted from the actual issue. Okay. So what I think, we should have more and more discussion to erase the political boundaries, the differences between, the languages, the religions and all. And we should establish a single thought process that we are global. We don't have any distinction between you and me. We don't have any distinction. Your child is mine. If a Uganda child is in a good shape, if she can get a pure drop of water, an Indian guy should also get. So we have same feeling towards our mother nature, and we need a global leader that we spoke about in the last global conference. We need a global leader, not national leader. We don't need arms and ammunitions. We need more technology, which is truly green, not like, solar energy where we dump it actually. So this is an eye opener, and I think now people will be unified just to fight against global warming and climate change, especially in India, because our population is now almost 140 crores unofficially, and we know how to survive. My city is Kolkata. Its population is around 2 crores. Can you imagine? But still, and today, even today, today morning, my air in my city air quality index AQI was almost 300 AQI. If you can smoke 30 cigarettes in a day, it is just similar to 30 cigarette sticks if you smoke in a day. And now we are living in the city. It is more than 300 tomorrow. I think it will be more than 300. In Delhi, in our capital, the AQI is almost 500 plus or near to 500. It is impossible to live in this country, in this nation. So I'm telling you, because recently I visited Russia along with Volga, and before that I visited Bangladesh, and till now I cycled around 12,500 kilometers alone, and I observed more than 250 plus rivers in different countries. So in India especially, 50% of the rivers are either dying or died. The spring water in Indian Himalaya that starts from the Arunachal Pradesh to the naked mountain peak in Himalaya, the Indian Himalayan part, 50% of the spring water is finished now. So I'm telling you, this truth, this data should be, rendered to the common people of our nations, different nations. That is why I take the endeavor to inform people, to create a platform where common people can ask our leaders what you have done for us. Economy, definitely, it's important, but economy can drive my feeling. Economy can ensure my fresh water. Economy can ensure my fresh oxygen. So I think the platform for common people is like this that we had that day. I'm not sure whether I can convey the actual message that I want to tell you, but somehow this is my opinion. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Sarmat, about in your speech, what I also would like to comment a little bit and expand the topic that we already discussed on the conference in the last year in December, a non-trivial topic of power. And it is really non-trivial because we have from the first neurobiological experiments and observations that people who possess power, they have really problems with the central nervous system. It's caused by a mirror system, a system of mirror neurons that got damaged. And people, after some time, who are in power, they start understanding other people. They stop learning, and they saw that they are examples, and that give really, one can say, people who could not understand others. They don't have compassion. They only consider everything to themselves. And it's really a big topic, and which is also not very spread in our society. Not everybody talking about it. I recently learned about information that that people who study types of civilization 6,000 years ago, where it was an epoch at the age of matriarchat, and it was really a peaceful society, and there were no wars. People could not find any weapons that were in these grapes, and there was really wonderful time. But scientists who start talking about it, who start talking about this transition from matriarchat to patriarchat, they were actually called charlatans in science. They also, the same as these people who are telling the truth about CO2 and about real climate changes, they just got no opportunity to talk about it. Why is it so? Maybe because they're telling the truth that in our modern society, at the heart of it, we have manipulations, we have lies, slavery, power, money. This is what actually holding the framework of our society. Isn't it so? When we look outside, what do we see? We see that at least valued today, what is least valued today is human life. Our wallets come first. Somebody else, power and domination come first. But the climate now is one for all, and there is no way getting away from it. And you could not pay to a hurricane. You could not silence earthquake. And we can stop it, but only together. And we can really can do something. In the current format of our society, there is no way we can survive in the climate crisis. But we need to find a solution as soon as possible. And I would ask a question to Jean-Paul. Can you please explain what is the solution in your view? Thanks.
Sí, claro, muchas gracias.
Yes, of course. Thank you very much. Well, we know by now that the power corrupt people. We cannot just give power to the people, because no matter how good the person is, the power is going to be worse. So the creative society, the first fundament, it's the human life is the most valuable. Yes, with this one fundament, everything's changed. The sphere of society changed. So we're not going to have war anymore, violence, and all resources are going to be for the humanity. So what is happening right now in the fourth industrial revolution? So everything is so faster, so that no one can understand what is happening right now. So what is going to happen if we follow in this consumer format? All going to stay in the one group of people, and this is the slavery for everyone. So in a creative society, all this going to help for all humanity. The science is going to serve to humanity, and not just one section. I think it's the best option, and the only that we have is the creative society. And I think that how many years we are, throwing this consumer society in that everything is a business, a profitable business. Everyone try to get money over the human life, and this must. If we don't stop that, we're going to downhill, and everything going to finish very bad. And the politician must to understand that they have to take the 8 fundaments in all countries and start forgetting about all the stupidness and selfishness, and try to put a limit to the capitalization of the person, because the people always going to have more and more for the family, for whatever, but they forget all about the planet. So in the creative society, so those limits exist, and this is going to help that the money don't going to affect the economy, the everyone wellness, because the humanity is the most important thing. Everyone here is so valuable, and the conference give a vision. If you saw all watch the conference in a holistic position, you're going to understand exactly, and going to see that the consumer society is anti-human, and we need the creative society right now. If we don't know to disappear, if we don't finish as smart, in a few years, we have to do something. We have to create a creative society. And I can say that creative society, it's not a section of people, of a group of people, to think about how to say that. It was created based on everyone in this planet wants. So for several years, people asking to everyone else what they want from this society, how kind of society you want to live. So definitely, you're going to finish saying that you want this creative society, because it was built in so much respect to the human beings that everyone going to take it when they know about this. I don't see another way out.
Jean-Paul, gracias. We need more people like you, people who understand that the only solution for the whole planet is the creative society. The more people understand, the sooner we build it. Creative society is our chance for the survival. And Serena, my question is to you right now. Every day today, nowadays, I mean, Out of every iron, we hear about many problems of modern society. Some officials even gather and discuss these problems. Some even say that they have solutions. Some of them ask to vote, some ask to pay, some promote restrictions, and so on. But the question is, why the situation is getting worse? It looks like we pay our attention to some completely wrong things. Question 2 is, what do you personally believe we as humanity should now focus all our attention on? What's the main and the real threat we face now?
Yeah, thank you for this introduction and question. And while hearing to other speakers, I just was thinking what horrible situation we are in. The climatic catastrophes are growing. People don't hear much about them until they come to their own home, like it happened in Germany this summer. No one expected this. And the main thing is just not understood by people what our real problem is. It's climate. And as you mentioned, Alexei, now that there are so many problems in this world, what is the reasons behind? And I am just thinking that all we are, let's say, kind of people who cannot escape. We are all trapped in this situation, in this system, which is called consumeristic format, and all the politicians that are talking, all the scientists that are talking, many people doing their professional work or just in the world, they are all in fact dependent on the system we are living in. They're not free. And if we see that some politicians say something, this is not what they maybe would like to say. People used to distrust politicians. Yes, it became more like a normal thing not to trust anyone in this society, because people are doing something more because they are must do something, because there's always someone behind who given financing, who people depend on. So no one is really free to do whatever person really would like to do, and maybe in the very a very fair and true manner. People are just pushed to do the things they against their own feeling of what is right and what is wrong. In our system, we have this thing as power. What is power? It's possibility to influence something. So if we look at everyone, whoever, whatever position person is taken, even higher, there's always this person is dependent on. The politician is dependent on who is financing him. The scientists are dependent on who are providing grants. So they can do research only in the field they are kind of financed for or allowed to. This format, in fact, transforms everything from what should be like true and real to something that it makes only like a nice picture for others. And inside it's devastating. And if you take a look, what is different in the creative society, because someone may say, where is the problem? We don't know how to do, what can we do? We have always lived like this for many years, at least. All we know is this patriarchat, like Alexander just mentioned. I think the answer to this question is like really self-governance, because people have tried all different forms of organization and how it was with some kings, some presidents, and it's always the same, some party, ruling party, and it's always always the same. But there has never been a situation when there was no power in the society, where all people were equal, and about every person was cared of. This is what we never had in our modern history that we know. We always hear it, that this is something is done for the benefit of people, but if we look deeper, it's always kind of deception, it's their lobbyism, their interest behind, and we are just pretending that we are doing everything in the best manner for the people. In fact, it is absolute deception. It's not like this, and everyone knows it. And I think if we start thinking in a different manner, we understand that we as people can do much more, and we should not live in this hierarchical way of thinking that I'm a small person, I cannot do anything, and really take responsibility for us for saying, voicing up what we are up to. This will make a real change, because our society we live into and these problems we have is the result of our behavior, of our silent agreement, of our not doing anything, of our inaction, and the problem as well that people are separated. So people are not united. They don't have like one beautiful idea where we can unite in. People are always being distracted by many problems that are put in front of them. There are so many channels how to distract people's attention, in fact, and to show them that they are enemies to each other, that there's this side or this side, you must choose. But there is no channel showing that we, in fact, can unite, and unite in the idea of the world where we really would like to live in. And this is the first time that we have this project Creative Society, when we have technical possibilities to communicate like this. We have this idea of society without power, without lobbyism, without corruption, where the values are true values and not only declared stuff or political programs that are forgotten even before the voting starts. So I think this system is our problem, and everyone thinks that I should behave this and this way. And therefore, all the qualities that the person maybe would not show in the other conditions coming up. And this person is always like thinking that this is the system, I need to adjust, I need to adapt, and this is just like our basic prerequisite why things are done this or this way. But if the just condition will change, what kind of true feelings, what kind of justice, feelings of justice, of joy, of real wish to be there for other people, for help, to do the real thing, the true thing, not to cheat. If this all qualities will be cherished, only just the conditions of the system will change. I think our human potential has been pressed all the time through all these years, through all this system where like personal benefit, money has been always put first, and this has brought to all these disturbances, distortion that we have in science, in politics, in the communication between each other. But if people just agree, sit together, think, and get away from our daily doings that keep us busy and keep us running like mouses in the circle and never coming out, and start a dialogue how we would like to live. We have a very short life. Everyone will live under 100 years. What we'd like to leave to our children, what kind of world, what are we doing? Is it really the correct thing? And if there's something wrong in this world, why we agree with this? Why just we don't change it? and stop listening to all the politicians, to all the stories that say that something is impossible, because unfortunately there have been not many politicians that we would like to have to be them as example. And in fact, us real people, normal people that make 8 billion population of the world, we have in fact potential. We have many great brains. We have many people with a good heart. We have different professions. We have a high level of technology. And all we need to have is just intention to fix what is going wrong with our values, with our system, with our kind of what has been perished in our society. And I think we can do it. We just started. Creative Society is a major project, and the more people will understand what is it about, they will definitely start rethinking what we are doing currently with our planet, with our world. Thank you.
Thank you, Irina. Thank you so much for raising all these wonderful topics. It's really beautiful that we are discussing it today. It's really wonderful that we are discussing how we can change the society of nowadays. It's really actually a very important question of understanding some concepts that such a concept that, for example, we don't have examples in our society. We see like from the birth, we learn by mirroring someone. I already talked about this mirror neuron system. We mirror someone, we see examples in our everyday life and films, in our families and our friends, colleagues, so everywhere we absorb the information. And we see actually right now what is happening in our society, and we see no good examples. And we know that the scientists that are they are telling about this example, they got silenced. But actually, we as a people, by understanding the importance of such examples, we should tell more about it, that it's possible to live like a human. It's possible to take responsibility on oneself and do everything that we can in order to change this format. It's in our power, and this world belongs to all people. And that's concept, that's understanding that each of us, everyone, are responsible for the whole world. And if we understand it, then we can easily change everything. Just imagine what will happen if the whole humanity, all 8 billion of people, put their attention in building really beautiful planet, beautiful society. It's really possible, and I'm a biochemist, so when some reaction started, you need to put a little bit energy into it in order to a burst of chemical reaction should happen. So we need just a little bit of our attention, a little bit of our time and our energy to start this reaction, which will not be stopped. And just to illustrate the importance of responsibility of every person, we'll show you the film, the next video. Please.
Humanity, various races, nationalities, religions, but we are all sailing in the same boat in this ocean of life. And the course of all-absorbing consumerism, which our common ship has taken today, is leading us to precipice. Just a little longer, and we will irreversibly fall into the abyss of economic, social, and climate catastrophes. Perhaps someone doesn't want to see and admit obvious facts, yet being afraid to turn around and see the reality. In the endless rush, in the ordinary everyday routine, in the race for success and survival in this world of consumerism. But every day, more and more people stop and ask themselves these questions. Where is this world coming to? What does the future hold for me and my children? How can I make sure that the world will be a safe, happy, and prosperous place? After all, no matter how successful you are, if the whole world is falling apart, there is no way you can avoid a bitter fate. We can change the course of our ship, which is speeding into the abyss, and instead of the abyss of consumption, steer it in the direction of the creative society. But we can do this only together. We need to unite our collective human potential, become a united civilization, and row in one direction. Uniting in a common goal, we need to direct our attention, our efforts, our knowledge, and our skills to charting a new course. And how quickly we can do this depends on the choice of each person. Our salvation is only in our unity. Only by working together can we build a truly decent world. A world that will have a future for us and our children. And that is the creative society. We still have a chance. So let's take it.
Wonderful video prepared by volunteers of the Creative Society project. And in regard to this video, Jean-Paul, please let me quote from your speech which you presented at the conference. So you told us, "This is the moment when we must make the decisive choice, life or death. Frankly speaking, we should have made this choice much earlier. Now every day counts. Every minute can cost us human life. We hear about forecasts for the next decades. But people, we haven't got that much. We don't even have 10 years. It's very important to act quickly. We're now in the zone of energy impact. And by the time we get to its peak, we should already have a ready-made solution. But even all the scientists in the world need time to find and develop a solution. And we are running out of time and resources every day." My question is, Jean-Paul, what in your view will help us realize a unity, and what will help us unite in the face of cataclysms?
Gracias. Sí,
Muchas gracias. Sí, así es. Como bien how very good you are saying, the only way that we have, I want to make a comment about the experience that I have when I give information about the creative society and so on. The main group say that this is a utopia that exists for people that not going to allow that everything happen. And I want to use this from this video to say to the change depends on everyone. Everyone decide for humanity. Everyone decide for the persons and for the whole humanity. If we can change side, because we are in a war against the climate. So if everyone understand that the change is going to happen. And when you're changed internally, so you're starting to change everything around you. So everything is starting to change. And it's like a chain that throw everyone in the society is starting to change. Every change in every person can do that, and it's very valuable. And I say start to join, start to make meetings and understanding what is happening in the planet right now, because right now we cannot, allow that everything is, still happening. And saying, I don't know if what I'm going to do, so I'm very worried about having fun, because so the thing is, we are in a very important situation. We're passing for a huge age of changes. So if we don't understand that, we're never going to understand what is happening. So, or even what is going to finish bad to give the answer for all humanity. We don't going to fall to the hill. So we have to starting to feel this feeling of joined with the friends, families, societies, cities. We think that, or we have to show that we are doing this creative society, and the creative society, it's not the best, it's the only solution that we have no another answer or the problem that we are now, it's in the closer future and all what is happening right now. And in this way, we need to join all the scientists, because we have all too much potential, to technological potential, professional. So we have the solution in our hands. So sometimes it's very hard to believe that how with all this technology, with all this media exists right now, people dying of not food, no eating, with no water, with a lot of poor people. How everything in this creative society, so in this consumer society, it became a commodity in Wall Street and places like this. So it's very hard to believe. It's so stupid to think how the people going so far. So with even like hating the planet, the background. So we must to join and starting to make the change by ourselves. Believe in ourselves. Believe that our change is so important, and we don't must to give this this situation to the politician and people that we right now understand how exactly what they work, because we are more people. We are too many people that need this or want claiming for this change, and we want to do that. It's like the elephant, Titan with a very small stick, but he's very close to, go away. And this is the potential that we have right now. We can change everything in this planet. So the person that have the power and, push to us, they are very, very, very few. We're much more of these few people in this society. And we have this energy, we have this consciousness, this awareness to change everything, to talk about the creative society, to share benefit. I don't see another alternative. I don't see another solution. This is the only solution that we have, the creative society for all the people in the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jean-Paul. Thank you for sharing your understanding, and it's really great to understand this unity. And my next question is to Irina. So there were really a little bit time after the conference that was on the 1st of December, but now it's already 15th of December. And we see that these cataclysms, they are continuing. And we see that already a lot of people are also struggling, and a lot of people lost their homes, a lot of people lost their lives. And it's really a huge pity that not a lot of people know about this conference, know that there is a way out. And actually, can you please share your understanding, what in your opinion we should do in order to spread this information, in order to really make everything possible and impossible in order to save people's life? Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Alexander. This is a very important question, a very important thing that is in front of us as a idea what can we do, because we have watched the conference, we know what is going on with this planet, with our planet, but there are many people, millions of people around who has no clue, because they simply don't have access to this information. And I think that we need to be now, all of us who have heard about this information need to give it further and do it as the first thing, not to wait that someone will do it, but jump into this process, understand that you as well is in the same problem. There's no one that will gonna do it for you, that it's your life. Take responsibility for it. If you have heard this information, don't sit still and lose your precious free time for some stuff that you, in fact, will not need in 5 years, because there will be no your home or planet in 5 years. So it's important to understand that everyone should take responsibility and not wait. And we as people need to be and as participants of the Creative Society project, because participant is every person on earth who understand what the value of life is and would like to have a beautiful future for his or her children. We need to be really creative, and we need to understand that there is no bad way of communication of information. We need to understand that people, there are people who use social media, that are active on different social platforms. We need to be active there. There are people that are not using this platform, that maybe we need to have another access to them. Maybe we need to write a letter to talk, to find some way. It's really like informational tool that we need to invent by ourselves. And there may be some tools that already are popular or are used by current marketing science that we maybe can borrow, but we need to invent as well other ways, because we are all volunteers. People who have prepared the conference are volunteers. This is nothing that is done on a professional manner, that someone is sitting from morning till evening and doing their job by informing about Creative Society. It's not like this. It's everything is done by volunteers in their free time. And idea of everyone should be just realized. So if you have any idea, just don't let the idea be dropped, but stay on it, do it, realize it, because from having an idea to realization, there's always some challenge for every person to overcome and to do the thing. So we just need to, everything that comes to our mind regarding spreading the information about this event, this vital information about climatic situation, should be just realized. Write it down somewhere and come to it as soon as possible. Just don't forget, don't be inactive. Take responsibility. It's our world. Only we can change it and save it. We the people.
That's right, Irina. Thank you so much. We should act. We should act together. And we're happy that Samrat, you're back now. We have a question for you. We have a question for you.
Yeah.
I know still so many people, they do not know about the Creative Society. They do not know even about the problems which we have outside. And these people, they are part of the problem because they do not want to realize these, and as a result, they do not share any solutions with the rest, and they do not act. But again, they are part of, not just of the problem, they are part of the solution. We need these people, because only together we can get to where we want. So in your view, what's the best way to bring the real truth to these people so that they accept this and join us? how would you communicate to them the importance of not being afraid, taking the reality, and of speaking up?
Yeah, actually, people, when we speak people, I focus on a particular segment, that is the school students, because they are really concerned about the climate change and global warming and other climatic issues. They are, because I am a regular program coordinators or program organizers in different schools in India, to sensitize the situation, the reality among the students. So those who are studying in 9th standard, 10th standard, 11th, and 12th standard, they are really concerned about the climatic change and global warming. So in my opinion, we should do more, we should organize more awareness campaign, we should connect more and more higher secondary or secondary students to spread our message, and we should talk about the creative society, such an umbrella where we can protect ourselves and we can protect our next generation as well. And the creative society covers the entire world, the every nationals of this world. So school students, they are our hope, and we are doing whatever actually. They are the, they're the victim basically. Because now a guy who is around 18 or 19 or 17, they're basically he is or she is paying the cost of our industrialization, the CO2 emission. So they are much more ahead in terms of their thinking and consciousness and attachment with society, with nature. But as a member of creative society, we should conduct more and more awareness campaign throughout the year in schools in different countries. That I think the most and best solution, because students can motivate their family members too. They can motivate their parents, they can motivate their teachers, they can motivate others also. So only hope, according to me, is our students in secondary and higher secondary, and definitely from the kindergarten, especially India. I'm talking about India perspective. Now we have included environmental science, but in our rural areas, still environmental studies are not included in our syllabus. So the school system, the education system, and the the even the in a degree level also, we can consider students to act more, because they are potential and they're much more concerned about the climatic situation, the changes. And the worst part is we always insist our student them to get the professional job, the professional benefit. We don't talk about, when we talk about the career, that means he or she has to get a job, but we don't talk about the climate change, about the nature. So in India, we as a creative society member or in any other part of the world, we can conduct more and more awareness campaign throughout the year. This is my opinion.
Thank you so much. And it's really, I understand that it's really important to use all the opportunities that you have to share it, yes, with everyone, and
yes,
with young generation and with all the generations. And, we are all connected right now through social networks. And it's very important to film your understandings, to make a video out of it, and to post it in your social networks. And I explain you why it's important, because when you watch something, when you watch a conference, you gain these understandings of the current situation in our society. You understand what is the solution, and your understanding can be a puzzle that someone else can actually build upon and go further in way to explain others. And it's really, we understand that we are all connected by that. And thus we ask our viewers, please send your video responses, feedbacks, as well as questions to the email info@creativesociety.com. And we also suggest you to post your feedback in social media like Instagram, Twitter, and like many other platforms, because really together we can bring our society back to a normal state, to a state where human life will be on the first place. And thus, I would like to thank all of our guests. Really, thank you for your participation, for this wonderful conversation that we got today. It's really pleasant to hear you and with your understand more and go further. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, dear guests, and thank you so much, dear viewers. What we'd like to say is that today, too many people still don't realize the real climate threat, and too many people don't know the solution. Again, too many don't believe they can be the change, and too many people still even haven't heard of the creative society. That's why today everything depends on those who understand what is going on and who know the truth, on those who act. The more we act, the more people join us. The more we act, the higher is our chance to survive. The more we act, the closer is the creative society. Many thanks to all those who act. And let's join our efforts.
Thank you.